I'm Tyson Naylor, and this is Qnet News. Qnet News has been working on a series of stories about regional transit in Belleville and Quinte West area. Sarah Law documented how one Loyals College student gets to school when he can't get a ride from his home in Foxborough.
Ludwig Chapman is a fourth-year journalism student who lives about 13 kilometers from Loyalist College. Since Ludwig has no car and Belleville Transit doesn't go into Ward 2, getting to school can be a challenge.
I either get a ride from my roommate who also goes to Loyalist, I get a ride from my landlord who drives me to the mall, and I can take the bus from there, or I take a cab, which is like $23.
Walking 5.7 kilometers down a highway to the closest bus stop is a last resort.
If I can't, either I just kind of call in sick, or I try to walk it if I'm really up for the challenge of it. The nearest bus stop is at the Walmart at Millennium Parkway, and that is about an hour walk away from me and the Walmart. For Belleville, it's kind of hard to get rent. Originally, I wanted to get a place with two other classmates, but that didn't end up working out, and I kind of had to find a place last minute. Foxborough was cheap, and it was like kind of my only option.
Ludwig usually doesn't walk, especially on days like this. The entire trip takes about 2 hours. How would you feel if you had to do that walk every day?
I would hate life. I would not want to go to school every day. I would probably be at school 20% of the time.
Belleville City Council is currently preparing a survey and public consultations for the residents of Thurlow to see their thoughts on expanding transit services in the area. Sarah Law, Qnet News, Belleville.
The Cabaret was a strip club that was less than a block away from City Hall. On Monday, council members announced that the city has purchased the building with plans on adding to the developments of downtown Belleville. Qnet News reporter Matt Morgan has the story.
The city of Belleville has purchased the Cabaret building. It was once an adult entertainment establishment, but closed in October 2017.
The city of Belleville has since then purchased the building recently in hopes of continuing with the revitalization of the downtown area. By doing so, the plans are to demolish this building behind me and turn it into a lovely parking lot for the time being.
So we're going to demolish it. We'll use it for parking temporarily until we decide what's going to be part of our larger downtown commons project.
Located directly in front of the Moira River Water Trail on Front Street, downtown Belleville, it's pretty much across the street from City Hall. The city announced the purchase at a city council meeting on Monday. The city has been considering buying the building for the last year, but had to wait for the price to be right.
Right now, it's a building that we would like to utilize because we have plans for the area around City Hall, and that lot fits into those plans.
The demolition is starting in the spring. Matt Morgan, Qnet News, Belleville.
The recent bad weather is keeping people away from the Belleville Farmers Market. Mike Fleming was there to tell us what happened.
The Belleville's Farmer Market runs year-round in the city's market square, but winter weather can keep many customers, and even vendors, away. On Tuesday, a lone vendor braved the cold and snow to set up shop in the square. Antonina Durham says her dedication has earned her a bit of a reputation among her fellow vendors.
They call me tough one because I'm from Siberian part of Russia, and because I am stubborn, and also because I just look on the winter or rain as natural events that happen in people's life.
Durham says she's had her stand at the market for around 10 years. She says the market has become an important part of her life that she doesn't like to miss, even for bad weather.
To a certain degree, I'm addicted now. Addicted. It's really because if I'm not here, I feel something is missing in my life.
Organizers say that the cold and snow can cause all kinds of trouble for vendors, many of whom come from outside of Belleville. Unsafe driving conditions, extreme cold, and a lack of customers and sales are some of the larger issues that vendors face in the winter. Durham says she feels the difficulties are shared by the vendors and their customers.
Easy. in the winter. Not only because farmers are scared to come here or have no product to sell. No, everybody has meats and some other product jars that we can keep in trucks, or honey, syrup, maple syrup. It's inconvenient for our customers and visitors.
Organizers say the farmers market will continue as scheduled, rain or shine, but it will be difficult for vendors to make up for lost sales. Mike Fleming, Qnet News, Belleville.
Loyal's College had held the International Student Welcome event in the Shark Tank pub on Wednesday. Tamara Pilon has the story.
Many international students came to the event to watch turban tying demonstrations, dancing, and singing from the students. At the end of one of her songs, Sunana Sharma urged the students to sing along. Students who participated said they were happy about the event and it made them feel welcome.
It was really nice, showing our culture, being interactive with the authorities. So it was really good. We were so excited, and then after my performance, I was like, "Oof, it's done."
It was so good because we don't get these opportunities every day, right? So it's nice. I felt good.
Mayors Mitch Panchuk of Belleville and Jim Harrison of Quinte West greeted the students at the beginning. They were also part of the turban tying demonstration.
Well, it's different. I've never had this happen before, so I'd never realized just how much is involved in it, and it's tight. It's also quite warm. I don't have any hair underneath the turban, so it's almost like wearing a toque to keep it from the warmth. But it's very interesting, and I can see how it's symbolic of their religion and their faith, and where they feel they are as people.
College President Anne-Marie Vaughn said it was a great way to welcome them to the college and the community. She said it was an important opportunity to learn about their culture and for them to share it.
It's one of my favorite events that we do here at Loyalist College. It's a way to meet our students, but it's also a way for them to share their culture and what's important to them with us. And I think there's an awful lot to be gained by that.
After the event, there was cupcakes for the students to enjoy before they had to get back to class. Tamara Pilon, Qnet News, Belleville.
Have you ever decided to pick up a new instrument only to invest hundreds of dollars and find out that it isn't for you? Well, there may be a new way to try out instruments without having to buy them at all. Lorianne Little tells us how.
Nestled in the back corner of the Sterling Public Library, right beside the teen literature section, is the library's newest and loudest section. This corner is now the home to the Sterling Musical Instrument Lending Library, otherwise known as the Mill. James Reed, the mind behind the Mill, says that he got the idea from a similar library in Kingston, but he wasn't sure how he wanted to go about starting one up for himself.
About 2 years ago, I was talking to Mr. Bob Mullen, who owns a local hardware store here. He's also now the mayor. And Bob said, "Have you ever thought of putting something like that into the Sterling Library?" And I said, "No, I hadn't." So we talked about it for a while, and we came up with an idea.
Reed says that he thinks it's important because music makes people happy, and that is why he wanted to find a way to share this with the community.
Our job is putting instruments in people's hands and putting smiles on their faces, and that's exactly what we do. And
the Mill currently has 60 instruments, but Reed says that for the area's population, more than 700 instruments will be needed to meet the demand. Donations of instruments and instrument accessories is what's building the library.
We're kind of short of money, and we are really relying on donations from the public, and we get all kinds of instruments. We get good instruments, we get not so good instruments, we get novice level instruments, we get middle of the road instruments. We had a fabulous man, an old band leader, gave us this beautiful old saxophone, a 1952 Boucher Aristocrat horn, and a tenor saxophone.
It's $30 a year to become a patron of the Mill, and this will allow you to sign out any of the instruments for up to 28 days at a time. Lorianne Little, Qnet News, Belleville.
The Belleville Chamber of Commerce has a new board, and now it held its first breakfast meeting on Wednesday. Marie Haneko has the story.
Bad weather didn't stop the Belleville Chamber of Commerce from having its first breakfast meeting. It was an opportunity for a new board to meet the public and for chamber members to talk about their plans for the new year. John Torr, the new president of Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, says 2019 is the year of members.
We want to focus on, say, either have 1,000 members who are sort of engaged, or say 600-700 members who are really engaged. Then they become almost advocates for the chamber, which then helps us grow in the future.
The meeting also discussed the ways the city can hear directly from the voices of businesses and the concerns of the business community in general.
Next breakfast is scheduled for February 23rd, where the Chamber of Commerce will further discuss their plans and agendas for this year. Maria Hanenko, Qnet News, Belleville.
With one of the biggest annual sporting events coming up this weekend, Qnet's David Bowie takes a look at what a local business is doing to prepare for the Super Bowl.
While the Super Bowl is supposed to be about football and entertainment, it's a big boost for local businesses for food and drink. Angela Wanamaker, manager of Piper Arms Pub, says the restaurant is ready for the fans.
We get our wings fresh from Toronto, delivered this week. So we had, actually, it's usually just one van that comes down. We've actually had to have 2 vans of wings, fresh chicken wings for this event. And we've got lots of nacho chips and cheese, extra of everything, and extra beer.
Piper Arms Pub usually orders 15 boxes of wings for the week, but for Super Bowl Sunday, they've doubled it to 30 boxes. This can be the busiest day for Piper Arms, which hasn't hosted a Super Bowl yet since it opened in October of last year. If fans haven't made a reservation yet, they may not watch the game here.
We're almost full, actually. It's the bar is almost packed. We got a few tables left in that area.
While fans get to enjoy the food as they watch the game, each person has a team they're rooting for.
The Patriots.
I'm rooting for the Rams this year, hoping to come in second in my pool. Otherwise, I'm out.
It's going to be the Patriots all the way.
Definitely not the Patriots. I'm a 49ers fan by heart, so I think I'm going to have to go for the Rams this year.
I'm going to go with the Patriots because my dad doesn't really like them.
The game is on Sunday night with kickoff at 6:30 p.m. David Bowie, Qnet News, Belleville.
That's our program for today. For news anytime, visit our website at qnetnews.ca. For breaking news, follow our Twitter at QNet News. I'm Tyson Naylor. From all of us here at QNet Newsroom, thanks for watching.